A community organizer by the name of Diana Barbadillo exposes the Asian community and why they align themselves with whiteness. Check it out.
We learned that to survive in this country, we needed to align ourselves with whiteness and not blackness because we didn't want to catch that smoke, essentially. So we aligned ourselves with whiteness. And so proximity to whiteness keeps us, quote unquote, safer. But in doing that, they can be like, model minority, if the Asians can do it, why can't you do it? And so we created a wedge as people of color against other people of color.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. Yeah, it's a whole thing. And then like the riots in LA, the wedge theory came in crazy because professionals from Asia came, but they're not allowed to be doctors here. But they can get a loan because they're proximity to whiteness. But they can only get a loan in black neighborhoods.
Right.
Where black people couldn't get loans.
So she basically said that they didn't want to catch any smoke. Now, some of y'all might be, well, what smoke is that? Well, that's the smoke that Black Americans were catching and are still catching, right? Especially when you think about the relationship between white Americans and Black Americans. We know we can go all the way back to the plantation. They've never liked Black people, never have and never will. They've always treated Black people poorly, horrific, and in the most austere manner ever. So, of course, if you are an Asian or somebody coming from another country, you might be watching the news. You might be hearing about Black Americans being lynched and the police and the poverty and all of that. And you think, well, yeah, I'm going to go over there, but I don't want to get any of that. So how can I avoid that? Well, I'm going to try to act like white or get as close to white as possible. And in a lot of cases, that's me talking disparagingly about Black Americans and treating them the same way as white people. So white people can say, oh, well, they think like us. They ain't like us, but they think like us. They're okay. They hate the Black American too. So, okay. And like she said, with them thinking that way, they were able to get a leg up. They were able to get loans. Now, as she said, white people are like, well, yeah, we don't want y'all to necessarily be our doctors and things like that or have the positions that we have, but we'll make you a deal. We'll give you a loan. But yeah, you got to set up in Black people's communities. Set up those liquor stores and those chicken and rice houses and the beauty supplies and the this and the that. Go ahead and do all of that. Oh, they'll buy because we don't give them loans. Any business that they have, they got to get that from the ground up with no help. And so it's not that many of them. So yeah, they can use all that stuff and they'll go in there like sheep and robots and spend their money with you. And it's a gold mine. Go ahead. We're already getting enough of their money, right? And so yeah, that's what they did. But unfortunately, they played the role a little bit too tough, right? They started really doing horrible things in the community, and they still do. We'll always talk about Latasha Harlins, a 15-year-old in South Central Los Angeles that was killed by Sundun June, the liquor store owner in Empire Liquor Store, where she shot her to death in the back of her head over a bottle of orange juice that she was going to pay for. Right? She sat up shop in a Black neighborhood and acted like the oppressor. So, like she said, we didn't want to catch that smoke, so we pretended to be white. But the other thing she said, and I think is very important to highlight, is we always hear, well, if the Asians can do it, you can do it too. Y'all just lazy, right? Well, if the Hispanic can do it, y'all can do it too. Y'all just lazy. Y'all don't want to work hard. Well, we know all of that is false. But again, that is a talking point from white supremacy. They have to try to lie on Black people and say, oh, we lazy. We really just don't want to know. We ain't lazy because we wasn't lazy when we was picking that cotton or when we was picking tobacco or rice. We weren't lazy then. But when y'all could not use us no more, when you got rid of slavery, then y'all wanted to label us a problem. But see, we weren't a problem when y'all came and got us, right? So it's a myth that if they could do it, we could do it too. They got a leg up. They weren't seen as Black. They were seen as, a lot of people use the term white adjacent. They ain't white, but they close enough. So I'm glad that Diana told the truth and exposed, the myth of, well, if we could do it, y'all could do it too. And said that, yeah, we didn't want the smoke, so we acted like white folks. I'm glad she's telling the truth. So y'all go tell a friend that Diana said all of that is a lie. They was pretending to be white, so they didn't have to get what Black Americans were and are still getting. So anyway, y'all let me know what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. Peace.